I know sometimes people accuse me of being a little bit biased on some of my videos, and I'll admit to you when I'm biased. And I know I have biases. I mean, I never really say that, that I don't show bias in some of my videos, but I think if you're a long-time subscriber of mine, you don't know the videos where I'm biased and where I'm trying to be objective and fair. Usually when I'm trying to give historical assessments, then I'm being fair. I take my bias out of it. But then there's sometimes I put my fanboy hat on, and anybody that follow my channel know that I'm a fan of Russell Westbrook this year, man. And there's different reasons why that's the case. I mean, I just root for the underdog, man. It's just in my nature. I've always been like that. But in this video, I want to be fair about something. What are Russell Westbrook's chances of winning the MVP award? Barring injury, what are his chances of winning the MVP award? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Looking historically at past MVP winners, on the surface, they're not very good, and I'm going to tell you why. Going all the way back to the first MVP, I think it was Bob Pettit. I think it was Bob Pettit back in the mid 1950s when they started giving that award out. I'm pretty sure that if that award had been given out all the way to the inception of the NBA back in 1946-47, it was kind of called something else. What was the BAA and the NBL or something like that? Well, it was actually kind of two leagues and then they merged and whatever. But anyway, George Michael would have won some MVPs if that award was around. So I always try to give perspective to these things. But anyway, going all the way back to the mid-1950s when the MVP officially started naming league MVPs per season, I don't think there's been an MVP from a team that has been ranked lower than third overall, record-wise, in the NBA. That shocked me. At least going back to the 1980s, I believe. And even before that, most MVPs come from teams that are like in the top five. Matter of fact, let me clarify that. In the last 30 years, since the era of Bird and Magic, no MVP has come from a team that has been ranked lower than third overall record-wise in the NBA. Before that, it might be a little bit lower, but from what I'm looking at, usually it's from a guy from a team that's in the top five record-wise. Okay, it's kind of a steep. Even Wes Unseld, I looked up. I said, Wes Unseld won the MVP award his rookie year, which is a remarkable accomplishment. Even then, the then Baltimore Bullets won their division. I think they were amongst the leaders in the Eastern Conference, with a 57-25 record. You see what I'm saying? It really does favor a team with a lot of wins. And amongst the most elite teams. And that's something that's going to hurt Russell Westbrook. Now, one exception I did find was Bob McAdoo, who won the MVP award in 1974-75 season. I think that year, if I remember correctly, he averaged like 34.5 points per game, 14 rebounds, something like 2 assists, 2 blocks and a steal or something like that. I think he shot 51% from the field. I can't remember who he shot from the foul line, but historically he was something like a mid-70% foul shooter or something like that. He had a great season. It was in the middle of his 3-year run of leading the NBA in scoring. And the then Buffalo Braves, who would go on to become the San Diego Clippers, and then they would relocate, of course, to the Los Angeles area, they were 49-33, right? 49-33 that season. Oklahoma right now is 18-12. Later on tonight, they'll play the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's a projected win total of about 49 wins. So what I'm saying is this. Historically speaking, it doesn't favor Russell Westbrook to win the MVP award, but this is what's in his favor, in my opinion. He's leading the NBA in scoring at 31.8 points per game. He's averaging a triple-double, which is historic. If he's able to hold on to that triple-double average, of course it'll be the first time, and we've heard this ad nauseum since Oscar Robertson's 1961-62 NBA season, but it still will be a remarkable accomplishment. So remarkable that it probably would push him over to get the prerequisite amount of votes to earn the MVP award. I think it would, just that accomplishment alone. But I do think it's important that they go to the playoffs. And more importantly, they probably want to be at least a seed where they at least start off the playoffs with home court. I mean, if they were 6th, 7th, 8th seed and he still have a triple double, he might still win it. But I think if they were like at least a 5th seed, that would really help them. Well, actually, now I think about it, the 4th seed on up. But even if they were the 5th seed, as stacked as the Western Conference is, in comparison to the Eastern Conference at least, it'll help him. But that's just my take on it. Tell me what you guys think.